you notice that a lot of people actually appreciate their single days when they're actually married? It's quite funny and intriguing. I say this because I've had friends, or I have friends that go ahead to complain, oh, how I wish I was single. Maybe when their babies disturb them, or maybe their spouse wants something, and then it's kind of disturbing for them to attend to that case. Anyways, on today's episode, we'll be talking about how to live the single life without regrets. Okay, let's have fun today. You know, with the increase in pressure from family, friends, the society, the church about getting married. Yes, I said the church because it's not like it's a norm. I want single life to be tailored in entirety towards getting married. Now, please don't misunderstand me. Let me explain myself before you crucify me. I'm not saying getting married is a bad thing. But I'm saying that the single life should not in entirety be used to prepare for marriage. As much as you should prepare. Let me give an instance. Take a sense of programs held for singles. 99.9% is about getting married. Like what is it? You see church programs especially. Come and get married in 30 days. Deliverance from spiritual husband so you can get married. Your husband is waiting for you in Dubai. Your husband, it's not like it's a norm. And people find it very difficult, especially the singles, to appreciate their single life. And once you don't appreciate the time you're single, the truth is you cannot, read my words, it's very difficult to get the best out of it. If you don't appreciate anything, you can't see the value in it. But I've come to understand that as humans, we go through different stages in life. There's a time to be a child, there's a time to be a teenager, there's a time to be an adult. In the same vein, there's a time to be single and there's a time to be married. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, I guess, said there's a time for everything under the sun. There's a time to get married and there's a time to be single. God understands, or God understood that as humans we go through different phases in our lives, and the single stage of one's life is very, very important. But now the problem is most singles live their life only thinking about when they would get married. Please, it is not a bad thing, but you can't live your life in entirety thinking about when you get married. You move around, oh, let me wear this dress. I don't know whether I'll see my husband somewhere. Let me go to this place. Maybe he's doing this for the guy. Let me do my hair like this. Let me wear this, let me buff up well because I might find my God, it's not like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, please, but I'm saying doing it in excess is now, it doesn't really make sense. Talking about programs, why can't we have programs that are geared towards helping singles on how to impact society, or programs that are geared towards helping them to live their life to the optimal without having marriage as a top priority? It's becoming stale. You know, there was a point in my life where it seemed as though every program I attended had something to do with marriage. Every program. I go to church programs, I go to secular programs. It was just about it. Now, not because the theme of the program had something to do with marriage, but because the organizers of the program just had a way of including it inside. I don't just know. And when I got to the stage of having to plan for programs, I deliberately brought it up to the organizers, and I said, do we need to put this thing all the time into our programs? Do we need to include it all the time? I'm not saying these words or these talks and all these events are not good. They're really good, but I think they have a way of putting pressure on singles. That's where I'm coming from. They have a way of putting pressure. I'm not saying you shouldn't get married or you shouldn't plan to get married or prepare to get married. But when everything and anything you do has marriage as the number one. I think we're actually losing the aim of being single. You know, one thing I've learned and loved about the single stage of my life is the exploration I get. I tend to explore a lot of options. I have a lot of options at my disposal. I can choose to be in a particular place without having to think twice. In fact, I'll crank by saying I choose my distractions. I know what I want to do, how I want to do it, what I should focus on. Unlike the married folks that, whether they like it or not, they have their children there to worry them. They have their spouses. It's a beautiful stage of life that must be appreciated, that is loving. But every stage of our life comes with its own goodness. And when we lose sight of that, by not understanding the purpose for that stage in our life, we lose out on the benefits, we lose out on the things to learn. We have to grow because we're concerned about the future. We're worried about what marriage would be like and not actually living in the present, not actually living and getting the benefits of this stage of our lives. So guys, I'll just drop like some tips that I feel are actually very relevant and that will help us to live the single life without regrets. So guys, in my opinion, I feel like living the single life without regret entails you to live in the present. So appreciate the stage where you are. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Don't see any stage as better than the other. Appreciate it. Appreciate God for giving you an opportunity to see the single stage unlike other people. Live to the fullest. Get the best out of it. Personally, I have an excellent mindset. I like getting the best out of anything I do. If I'm in this stage of my life, I try to see that when I look back, when I leave this stage, I wouldn't have regrets and say, oh, how I wish I did this, how I wish I did that. Everything you want to do as a single, do it now. You get. So appreciate the single life, appreciate this stage of your life. Then next, live in the present. Like I said earlier, live in the present. Stop worrying about the future. The Bible said in Matthew chapter, I think 6 verse 34, 3 verse 6, one of them, I really don't know. I'll put it in the description box or it will go down the screen. Sufficient unto the days the evil thereof. So there are other things that keeps coming. Too many things to worry about. Why keep worrying about getting married? Why worry about how your marriage life will be? Live in the present, appreciate it, and just live in the present. Then the next thing I would say is consciously stay away from pressure, external pressure, internal pressure. Don't let anybody talk you into trying to do what you don't want to do. That's pressure. And don't try to compare yourself with other people. Everybody's time is different. So stay away from pressure, internal, external, all those aunties that keep calling family meeting on your head. Tell them it's time to stop. Appreciate their love for you, but come on. I think it's time to actually call it quits. Aunties, family members, yeah. Then I'll also say that understand that there's a time for everything. Ecclesiastes said something that there's a time for everything under the sun. There's a time to be married, there's a time to be single. So your time will certainly come if actually God wants you to get married. Next thing is understand your purpose. Know why God created you. And of course, for every purpose, there's a time. There are certain things God wants you to achieve at a particular stage in your life. So when you take out time and understand it, you would fulfill it with the time frame God has given to you. Then set realistic goals. Don't waste your life, don't waste your time, don't waste your single days. Set realistic goals and work to achieve them. Then I think last but one should be focused. People say people that are single are not focused. They only get their focus when they are married. But I think that's a very big lie. And a lie from the pit of hell. So be focused, achieve those goals that you've set, and choose your distractions. Finally, last but not least, serve God and honor Him. Anybody that honors God always receives honor in due season. So when you serve God in your single days, He would certainly bless you. You're not serving because of the blessings, you're serving because He has told you to serve Him. So use your single days to serve God and you receive the reward. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning into this episode. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and don't fail to subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Bye.